I fled through a pathway from Togo to Ghana, and I managed from that a city, a very small city of Ghana. I took bus all the way to the capital city of Ghana, which is Accra. So from there, I stayed in the streets for from that day till 1st July, when I try again to travel. From there to Hong Kong this time. Very scary process. Yeah.
Were you ever like unsure of where you would go?
Yes, exactly, something like that.
I didn't know about the culture and people. I just check online about Macau, SAR Macau, SAR Hong Kong. And it's a big city. A little knowledge about Hong Kong.
What I knew is that between Hong Kong and my country back then, there was not any visa. So it's kind of free visa when you arrive in Hong Kong airport. So they can give you 2 weeks of stay. So I think that's why I thought about traveling to Hong Kong back then. For me, it's a very different world. Everything before even coming in from the airport, I have a very serious problem to get in. And when I came in, not knowing anyone here, and how I managed to get from the airport to TSC is another story. And after that, I have no more money, so I threw myself in the street, where life is something very, very tough.
I have booked my guest house when I arrived here. I met, many Indian, Pakistani people. But they all are the stranger for me. But slowly.
You make friends.
First I reached to Sikh temple, then I met there, especially my state people, Punjabi, because I'm from North India, Punjab. But slowly, they started to share the information about how we can live in Hong Kong. My friend told me about how you can go to immigration department and you can surrender your passport and you can live safely here. It is true the government subsidy is not enough, but on the other hand, we are appreciated it because we have not enough, but we are not fully satisfied, but we are okay with that.
I know also that refugees, like, even the money you get initially for housing is not that much, and it's hard to cover like the cost. So is that like another challenge for you? That like
it's a big challenge.
Yeah.
For me personally, it's a big challenge.
Yeah.
Because I fled by leaving behind 2 kids. So while I'm here, I'm thinking of them, their expenses. While here, I myself, I cannot meet or pay my rent.
Yeah.
And the government will say they give you 1.5 to pay the rent. There's no way in Hong Kong, even if you double that amount, 3,000, you couldn't find. So imagine if your rent is 3,500 and you are only 1,500 given by the government to pay the rent.
Yeah.
In the same time, you are told that you are not allowed to work. Yeah. If you dare, you will be put into prison. Okay, now that you have the 1.5 that the government has given you, sent directly to the landlord, and you will need to top up the 2,000. Where are you going to have this 2,000 to top it up? So it's like the whole night you can't sleep. You will be thinking, where am I going to find 2,000 to pay my rent? We live here.
Yeah.
This is the entrance of the house. It's a big house, but the houses are not built as in the city.
But you mentioned that many asylum seekers also live here.
Yes. We don't have any choice. We just go with what we have in hands. If choice is given to us, I think we choose somewhere else than here. I love the environment. Walking, going nearby the mountain. And beside that, maybe sometimes during summertime, you will consume a lot of electricity, and the electricity bill also will be high. So beside the 2,000 rent, you need to top up. You need another extra money for electricity, maybe, and for water. So how are you going to make all this?
We know that some big refugees can get your groceries and food from like a different place. Sometimes they're these specially provided shops from the government. What is that like?
I appreciate the fact that the government is helping us or is providing food for us. But I don't really appreciate the way that they do that. I mean, by giving us this coupon of or card to go to whether it's welcome or packing shop to buy things, and it's like we have the card, the money, like 1,200, right? But the things that you buy with that 1,200,
it's not enough.
It's not enough. Okay, like if I have 100 or 200 cash and I go to the markets to buy my things, I find it more worth of that 200. Like if I go to packing shop with this card, I can buy foods. Like when I evaluate that compared to what is being sold or being sold right in the market, it's like the 400 is like 200. And tomato almost every day.
Do you usually choose like the best price?
There's no choice. The prices are fixed, and you cannot bargain for that. That is the difference between here and the market. In the market, you can bargain, say, oh, I have only this money. Can you give me? But here cannot. There is some African restaurants in Chantilly Nation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can see various kind of African food there. But I have my own style to cook. The price is okay. It's not too expensive. Like if I need to buy fish, like with the money that I have, the card that I have, maybe the money will finish before the end of the month. But with this, I can just manage till the end of the month. Here we don't choose according to the quality, but we choose according to the price that we can afford. And sometimes I prefer going to the market and buy extra if I have cash. We also use this to make stew. And eat rice with.
Would you say that with the government's kind of money, you can still make good food that tastes good? Or?
With the money, you need to manage it well. Otherwise, it is finished before the end of the month. Then you will be in trouble. Sometimes there is some kind of things that I cannot find in this supermarket. Like the things that I will use to cook semolina is not found here. So definitely, that's why we still need some allowances or cash. If you don't find anything here, once you have the money, you can go and buy. But if you don't have, then you don't have any choice.
What can't you buy? Like,
Eh?
what can you not
Like
buy?
cosmetic things you cannot buy.
Cosmetics.
Yeah, even if you have the car, you cannot buy.
What about like toothpaste, toothbrush?
You cannot buy.
Really?
Yeah. So, let me give you one tangible example. When you go to Welcome, Welcome or packing shop, the can of tomato is something like $15 or $17.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I go to the market, the local market, that same can of tomato, I can buy it only 7.5. You see the difference, the big gap. So if the government is like, practically it's like the government's giving us only 600.
Yeah. Because it's parking shop.
Yes, because it's parking shop, and
yeah.
behind that there is all the businesses of. You and I cannot explain.
Yeah.
I asked my case officer I says, why the government cannot give us that money for us to go to the market to buy the food we like. And I have had a very long discussion with him, but the conclusion was something like this: say, oh, it's not me, it's my boss. And I said to him, you need to report all that people have been telling you to your boss.
Yeah.
And he said that even if his boss is not powerful enough to change anything. You see, it's a system.
Yeah.
It's like, otherwise they could have been giving us the money cash, and we will go to the market and buy things with good prices.
Yeah.
So even if you have a lot of money, why do you need to go to the market, and something that you will buy in the market like $4, you will prefer to go to packing shop and buy it maybe $15?
Yeah.
It does make sense, right? Unless there is something behind. No, not for now. Later. Money. I also like this time, but it's more expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of salmon?
Yeah, but it's really expensive for me.
I feel like you have more of like an identity in the village.
I would say yes. Because in the village, there is a sense, a real sense of community. Yeah. Once you live in that area or you live with them, they see you as a part or a member of their community.
Wow.
How much? $8 one. You see, $8 one.
$8.
If it's in supermarket, wow, you can't. Yeah,
Market.
After a few days later, when I arrived here, I spent all my money because I brought here only $423.
Right.
So after 1 week, 7 to 10 days, I have nothing. So I have no place to stay at night.
Yeah.
Only the food I had every day in the Sikh temple, free meal.
Every day. Yeah.
But at night, I had to stay outside the Sikh temple under the shed. It's a Tengshu, it's a specialist clinic under the shed. But I remember one night there was a heavy rain and no place, and whole night I had to spend on the standing, and it was winter days, too cold.
Yeah, this sounds very scary. But they used to sleep all the way on here, and sometimes like inside if they couldn't find a place to stay. And what was your hardest night again? Yeah.
Sorry?
Your hardest night to
Here.
Oh, it's all the way here.
Because on that night was too heavy rain,
Yeah.
but heavy rain we can't. All the rain waters come from here with strong wind.
See, we're getting wet like on here.
We are not. I think maybe typhoon 8 or typhoon.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 3.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds very scary.
Yeah.
But I think during the day you were able to find shelter at the Sikh temple and.
They just provided a food.
So you came here every day, basically.
Before, yeah. Our community member means a refugee and asylum seeker.
Oh.
They are always visiting Sikh temple because some are belongs to the Sikh religion. They also come here for worship their God. I always seen here some Western people and some local people as well.
To get free food.
Yeah, get the free food. Yeah, believer or non-believer, and the person belongs to different religion. They are open for everyone.
That's very nice.
But just they want to respect their religion, like clothes, to wash the hand properly. That kind of. Masala tea.
Oh, okay.
You can try.
Sure. I'll try some then. Alright.
Even at the beginning, someday I had spent in the subway near the Happy Valley.
In the subway.
Few days, yeah.
Oh.
This part.
Around this part. Yeah.
Just making you put one temporary bed.
Yeah.
Many refugee and asylum seekers who are waiting for the approval from the ISS department, because on those days it took 3 to 4 months.
Mm-hmm. Were you one of the only ones?
India, Pakistan, Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Yes. And some local people.
I see.
And very few are other nationality.
At that moment, were you very hopeful for your future in Hong Kong, or was it kind of not very hopeful?
Because I'm praying every day.
You're praying.
Because now I love Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So praying every day. So hopefully God has a best plan for me.
Asking, how do you get that extra money? Not being allowed to work. Do you rely on NGOs?
It's a very good question.
Or
right, how to get it? It's a good question. I think for me, as I told you earlier, I have been divine ever since when I have been in Hong Kong. So, and I think before I came to Divine with friend. I actually traveled with friend. Yeah. So we came here. I think Divine, the church itself or herself, has no idea or had no idea about this concept of asylum seekers and refugees and all this. Yeah. But by hosting us and by giving us their venue back then, because we were looking for a venue where we can gather and pray and fast. So by hosting us, I think they come to know us, to know our situation and all the things. And they thought it would be a good thing to start helping us. I mean, not only spiritually, but also financially in their small way. And coming back to your question, I think from that time they have started helping us with some small amount to top up our rent. that was back then.
Yeah.
And back then the rent was a bit better than today.
Yeah.
Today
Sure.
it has tremendously increased.
Yeah.
So monthly, Divine will help me with something,
Yeah.
and as the church helps everyone like 800 monthly, and even if you put that 800 to what the government is giving you, it's still not enough for you to pay the full rent.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a big problem.
So my wife and I started here at Divine right almost basically since the beginning of the ministry. We started out volunteering, just working with the staff at the time, just helping out wherever we could. Mostly doing teaching, leadership training and things like that. It has been around pretty much since day one. The way the refugee ministry got started at Divine Church, about I think we just had the 17th anniversary of the ministry, and we had one family came to us, and then a few months later a group of 5 boys, we call them the Togo boys. They've been around literally since basically since day one, and also been a huge blessing to our community. Has always got involved, participant. Now he's a leader in both of those ministries, helping out, running the courses. He's a very, very valuable member of our community, and one of our core leaders. In fact, all of the 5 Togo boys, one is the last one left in Hong Kong. But again, he hasn't just sat around and waited for something to happen. He's done what he could do, and taken advantage of opportunities that were presented to him.
Say, if I feel the first love from any of NGO, because I never went to any NGO. My first was the Wine Church Branches of Hope, but after a few days, when the people asking about and take care of me, so I feel like family members. They treated me now until now they just treat me like a family members.
God is an amazing guy. He's really jumping in and helping out as much as he can. Sometimes it seems to me like he's over here and I go somewhere else and he's over there, and I'm like, how can you be in 2 places at the same time? But that's how it seems. He's just everywhere doing everything, and we're really blessed to have him as part of our community. As I got to know him and just saw his heart and his desire to serve, I've really been impressed by him and just encouraged by his attitude, and just his desire to grow, to not allow the circumstances that he finds himself in to hold him back or to define who he is. And that's one of the things we try to teach our community is your past does not define who you are. Your Father in heaven tells you who you are. And just really embrace that concept, and he's not just sitting around waiting for something to happen. He's getting involved in whatever way he can, and really just not just kind of taking, but also giving and receiving, giving as much as he can, giving back to the community, serving. He's got a great servant heart, and I'm really blessed by that.
Even sometimes I try helping Hong Kong people as well, because some Hong Kong people they also, I don't know why they are homeless. They choose to homeless, maybe they have something wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do you help those people?
With food.
Food?
Yeah, with food, with
Yeah.
clothes. I know the one lady, he always, at the beginning, he always goes to the Sikh temple for food, but at one day, there was something wrong. They delayed for food for 4 hours, but she say, "Oh, I'm very hungry. I didn't eat since yesterday." So I brought her to one Nepalese restaurant and to buy food for her. And in these days, sometimes I help to give them clothes.
Yeah.
In winter, we give blankets to them.
So you, do you ever feel low to your home country?
I'm always missing my family members, and they are also miss me too. But unfortunately, I can't go back. But I am at home, so I feel lonely. But I'm trying to read Bible and prayer, and now I have many friends from the church.
Yeah.
So
Just
we
finding-
call each other.
Like that purpose, I guess. Yeah. Do you feel like you're satisfied with your life, just at Branches of Hope, or?
Yeah, I'm satisfied to be with the Branches of Hope, and because Branches of Hope running many programs like outreach to help to the street cleaners.
Yeah.
So I'm also a member of the outreach team. So I'm also feel blessed when I help others with the Branches of Hope.
Would you say that you are optimistic about your?
Optimistic? Yes, I will say yes. What keeps me from the time I arrived to Hong Kong till today is this optimism.
Yeah.
Am I correct? And those who are Christians, we put it like faith and hope.
Right.
Yeah, that's what keeps me till now. So I will say definitely yes. Yeah.
Do you feel like kind of creating change and a better life for yourself is something that your community can do by itself, or do you think we need to get more people involved, more people become aware of this issue?
I think yes, it's a good thing. First of all this can be done when many people are aware. And why not the whole city? If people are aware, I'm sure that there will be some humanistic people that would like to be in the shoes of this community and fight for us. And by doing so, I think there will be change. So yeah, and those people will be involved. They still need, it still need to have kind of collaboration between this community, asylum seekers and refugees, and those very people who are going to be involved and fight for us. It's like we need to come together. Those who are willing to be involved and to fight for us and ourselves, to come out with something together that can bring change. And I mean, this fight cannot be totally done beside our community. I mean, beside the refugees and asylum seekers. So we need also to be involved.